All right, welcome back to Ageod Civil War II. I'm Charles, and today we're going to take a look at how to get replacements for your forces. So in our last tutorial, we had basically looked at how to recruit some forces. And of course, that was to recruit a new regiment or battery and so forth. And there was recruit new forces. Once you have forces out there and they're fighting and taking losses, you're going to want to probably replace those as you go along. So if you think about it, if you have a regiment of 600 men and then you lose 100 men to 500, it's likely that you're going to want to eventually get that back up to 600. And the way you're going to do that is by going to the war production, and there's a replacement pool here, and this is what this talks about here. And then there's a number up above here, which are where there are 196 hits or missing elements using this replacement type. Now, basically, it doesn't mean that we need 196 here to replace it, because it takes several hits, for instance, to eventually eliminate an element. So this is not what's the word? If you see like 10 here, it doesn't necessarily mean you need 10 here. So, but what it does mean is that we do have losses here. So we'd want to request sum this term, for instance. And then this number, if we request three elements, it would reduce the hits by much more than 3. And okay, so if you think about it, it's likely that your hits are going to be spread out between many different regiments. So as we request replacements, we may want 50 men here, 100 men here, 10 men here, 500 men here, and so forth. And as we hover over, it kind of gives us a little more information on the cost. One other quick point on the functionality: if you click kind of like the second button, this is where your light artillery, heavy artillery, field artillery, and supply train replacements are. A couple other points you need to know. One is in the manual. It's on page 96, but it talks about here basically a percentage of how you're able to replace. So you can't replace them all 100% in one turn. So the highest replacement rate is in a depot. So if you had them available, you could do a complete replacement in 5 turns, and other ones are much smaller. A couple other points. One is, if you're the Union, you're going to divide this by 2, because the Unions, well, what it says is the Union use replacements a lot less than the Confederacy. So because the Union just recruited new regiments and batteries. Now, if that all seems too complicated for you, what you can do is this. You can go to Options, and I'm going to click on Game, and then you have an option for automated replacements. And you can choose if you just want the AI to automatically replace it on low, medium, or high level. Secondly, if you are playing historically, you can only actually get replacements if you are in a depot. So sometimes players play with that off, and sometimes they play with it on. It's probably about 50-50. I would say. So if you have historical attrition on, it becomes basically you have to be in a depot basically to get most of your replacements. So it becomes much more complicated. This automated replacements option is a new option that did not exist in the previous game, and so it just depends on how detailed you want to manage your forces. The other thing I would say is in the instructions, it talks about, okay, you're always going to want to have some replacements available. Depending on your strategy, you may be trying to push new forces in another area, and of course, the more you invest in replacements, the fewer resources you have available to recruit. So you need to take that into account. Okay, so this has been a pretty quick tutorial, but basically you just would go to F2, you would see like we have a lot of line infantry hits, and we have a lot of heavy artillery hits. It's pretty common for playing the Confederacy early on in July of 1861. Oh, and you left click to purchase them, and you right click to depurchase them, if you will. All right, have a good day.